We thought everything was going to be sweet when we got here. Now they're on the walls. Now they're on the ceiling. Now they're in the carpet. Hey you guys, it's me, Michaela Marie, and I'm back with another video. Hope you all are doing well. Welcome if it's your first time here. Welcome back if you are returning. Thank you so much for being here. I just wanted to share with y'all about what God has been doing in my life. I did want to come out here and, give God his glory because he did a thing. And so let's talk about it. So in January of 2023, it looked a lot different than it does this January 2024, and it's all because of God. And I'm so grateful for how far we've come. Literally, it is mind-blowing how different our surroundings are compared to what they were then. We were staying on somebody's couch. Now we have our own home, period. So I just wanted to kind of give a little recap how we got here, because it was only by God's grace that we made it this far. So basically, we were staying on someone's couch. Family member was letting us stay with them. And then in March, we were going from Airbnb to Airbnb. April, he blessed us with a car. May, we had an Airbnb for the entire month. And then June, we were staying in hotels for a couple weeks because the funds were running low. And so also in June, we got our studio apartment. So we were super grateful. We had our own place. We chose the studio that we did because it had a Murphy bed, so we didn't have to get too much furniture. It already had drawers and storage for us to, kind of put all of our belongings without having to buy all this furniture up front. So yeah, we were staying there, but God was already like, don't get too comfortable, this is a transition season. So we were just kind of collecting ourselves from the previous journey and preparing for the one up ahead. So I kept boxes from all the stuff, from before, we unpacked some stuff, but I kept the boxes so we can pack it right back up when the time is up. And it was confirmation because our lease for that place was ending 12/31. So it confirmed what was already, in my spirit. We are not staying here long. And we're stepping into the new in the new year. And so I didn't get too comfortable. My mom came to visit and we were trying to set up pictures. We went out and bought all the stuff that we needed and we arranged it on the floor how we were gonna put it up. And then when it was time to put it up, I was like, actually I don't want to do that, because then when it's time to leave, I'm gonna have to take that stuff down in just a couple months. And yeah, it was just he was just saying you're not gonna be here long, don't do too much. So in September, I started looking for places because I was trying to move before the new year, preferably before Christmas. So that we can keep our Christmas decorations up through the new year. Of course, we planned and God laughed, so it did not go that way. But I started looking for places in September. I found one that I loved and I applied for it because the circumstances seemed perfect for what I needed. They were super short-staffed, and so it took months to hear back from them. And then in December, a week before Christmas, they called and told me I got approved. I was crying, bawling, thanking God. And then they called back no, actually we were wrong. So that was very ghetto and traumatic. But I said, okay, that's cool too. So I ended up going ahead and putting up my decorations in the studio where we were staying and just making the best of it. And so I ended up applying for another apartment the day before Christmas Eve. We went back to an apartment that I had seen previously, but the one I ended up applying for first, I liked the location of it better and some of the amenities and stuff, so I went with that one. Anyways, I came back to this one to see it again because when we toured it the first time, they only had a 2-bedroom to show us. So I wanted to see what the 1-bedroom would look like before we actually made our decision. And the one that I was quoted for and would be applying for wasn't available yet to see it. So we ended up seeing another one and we fell in love with it. It had these like built-in night lights. So when all the lights go out, the lights automatically like come on in the there's one in the kitchen and one in the bathroom. There's this under cabinet light that I loved. And then there's actually an Alexa in the ceiling. Is she listening? No. In the kitchen, and then there's one in the bedroom. And then just like the kitchen, one of the kitchen drawers, it has one really big drawer, which I love because the girlies be putting their seasonings in there, and I loved it. And I've always wanted like that little setup for cooking because I love to cook. So it was just like little things like that. And of course, like it's super spacious, which we needed after where we lived before, and we were all cramped and packed like some sardines. Anyways, so basically with my son falling in love with this, we were like, this is it, right? We were getting super excited. So we came to see it. We loved it. We prayed over it, that God would bless us with it if it was the right one for us. But when I went to go apply, the one I was originally quoted for was no longer available. My quote had expired or something. I don't know. It was something weird. And so I had to apply for like a slightly smaller 1-bedroom, which I didn't get to see. But it was like the same floor plan as the one that I saw. It was just smaller. So I was like, okay, it's fine. I still applied for it. And we got approved. So yeah, so fast forward to the 5th, we ended up moving in, and we thought everything was going to be sweet when we got here. But wait, there's more. So we traveled here with a car full of stuff because it's 45 minutes away from where we were staying. I came with my cleaning supplies in tow because I was physically cleaning the space before we moved in and spiritually cleaning the space, anointing it down. So I was mopping, right? And little baby roaches started crawling from under the island, in like a little crack under the island, because the apartment that we actually ended up getting, it looked a little like counterfeit, if I'm being honest. It had like cracks in the seals, like where the baseboard and the floor meet. There were like a lot of cracks, and the colors of the cabinets were darker, so it made the place like seem smaller. Actually, the place was smaller too than the one we originally had saw. So it was like certain things. It didn't have the lights that turn on when you turn the lights out. It didn't have the under cabinet lighting. It didn't have the big drawer with the seasoning. But I was just trying to be grateful, right? So I was like, you know, we here. It is what it is, right? But God. So, like I said, I'm mopping, and the little ones came from under the island, and I was like, okay, well, I guess we'll just have to have them spray. Pest control can come spray. It's not a big deal. It's a normal thing in Texas, apparently. Even though I had vetted the reviews, I had scrolled through the reviews and chose this place solely on the fact that there was no pest issues, right? And so I was like, okay, it's fine. But while I'm mopping, still my son is like, Mom. And I look over, and there's some big ones, grown adult ones, coming from under the refrigerator. And I said, oh no, we're not gonna be able to do it. There's no way. So at this point, I'm like, what do I do? Because I already live here. Like, what do I do? So in my head, I'm like talking to God, like, God, what is this? What is going on? What, like, what is happening? You know, like, I'm literally just so confused because this ain't what we talked about. Like, are you mad at me? Am I in trouble? Like, I was literally like, my wheels were spinning because I'm like, what is happening? So I talked to my Father in heaven. Then I called my mom, and I'm like, girl, what do I do? There's roaches. What do I do? I'm pretty sure the office was closed at this point. So like, I couldn't go and talk to them. And so it was my problem at this point. So I went to Walgreens or something and got some bug spray. I came back, I sprayed, and I had brought in a couple of my things after that because I was like, okay, we got to make the best of it, right? So I brought in some of my stuff from out of the car, some little small things like my air fryer, a couple of boxes, and I think I went back to the car to get some more stuff, came back, and like they're on the counters, they're crawling on my air fryer, and I don't play like that. So at this point, I'm like freaking out, literally. And so I call my mama again, like, girl, this can't be real life. Like, please tell me something. Like, I don't even know. And so she told me to get like this other kind of bug spray, like a barrier, some kind of barrier spray. And so I went to Walmart and I'm getting the spray and I'm like, this is so sick. Like, why would this be happening to me? This is not. But the whole time I'm trying to keep my big girl pants on because it's like, what else am I supposed to do? Like, so, and mind you, like, I'm already 5 days past when I'm supposed to be out of my other apartment. So I'm paying rent in 2 places. So it's just like, we got to figure something out. Like, what are we doing? Anyways, so I'm getting the bug spray, but I also decided to get like some bug bombs and just like really handle it. You know, I'm thinking in my mind, this is what I'm thinking. But yeah, so it's like late. It's probably like 10 or something by this point. And so I sprayed the barrier spray around like all the edges, perimeters, corners, crevices, blah, blah, blah. And then I do the bug bomb and I like open every single cabinet. I pull out the refrigerator. I unplug the refrigerator. I pull out the oven. Whatever it tells me to do. I'm literally just like preparing. And so I do the bug spray and then we lock up and we go back to our old place and stay the night there. And I'm just like praying the whole time, like, please, because you know me, God, you know I can't live with no roaches. Like, it's just, I'm not built for that. Like, I don't know what this is, but it's not, I can do a lot of things, okay? But this is not one of them. And you know that. So I'm just praying and just trying to go to sleep. I didn't sleep. I did not sleep that night, okay? Barely. Probably 30 minutes, if that. And so I'm like trying to give it to God and go to sleep, but it's just like, I think I had a dream about roaches. Like, I couldn't even sleep properly. Like, the devil was definitely trying to torment me. And I'm just like, so anyways, the next morning, I had a friend that was super sweet. She offered to let me use her parents' like pickup truck to move my big stuff over there, like my couches, or like my couch, my bar stools, and like some other big stuff that wouldn't fit in my car. And so they came over in the morning and loaded up my car. And thank God they were going to eat. So they loaded up the car, then they went to go eat, and then they were going to meet us over there at the apartment, which was perfect because I needed to go scope out the scene and see if all them dead roaches was there. And so I was like driving over there, already preparing my heart and mind because I knew I was going to have to clean up all them dead roaches that the bomb, you know, brought out. And so I got in there. Some of them are dead. They're on the counters. They're on the floor as expected. But some of them are not dead. Now they're on the walls. Now they're on the ceiling. Now they're in the carpet. Bathroom. Little tiny baby ones crawling around the back. Like, okay. So then I go to the leasing office. Like, yeah, no. I'm like, listen, either you're going to have to cancel this lease or I need a new unit because this is not about to happen. Like, I'm so sorry. And of course I was like really sweet about it. And, you know, they're like apologizing. Like, I'm so sorry. You know, we have pest control spray all the apartments before we have a move in. And, you know, when we went in there, we didn't see anything, which I didn't either until I started mopping and they smelled the goodness and decided to pop out, and they were everywhere. So, you know, it's like it happens, and this is the first time I'm seeing them, and I've been here like multiple times and we saw multiple units. So, you know, and it's a very nice community. Like, I don't know how new, but it's fairly new. So I'm just like, you know, anyways. So I gave her the options, and the manager, which is the one, I think she's the assistant manager, but she is the one that I was leasing with. She wasn't there that day. I think it was like Saturday by now. And so the other girl that was there, she was like, I have to reach out to her and see if we're able to do this or what our options are. So I'm like, okay. So we were just in the like lounge area. We were having coffee and hot chocolate and enjoying our amenities, right? Like playing pool. I was on the phone with my mama because clearly that's my that's my bestie. And so yeah, so we were just kind of chilling, and she calls me and she's like, we can either give you like your, you know, cancel the lease or give you another unit, but we don't have one available that you applied for, so it would have to be you would have to pay more. And so I'm already like, just give me my money back. Like, I'm leaving, right? But my mom is on the phone and she's like, well, just go see the other apartment and like, you know, inspect it, make sure there's no roaches, and go from there, you know, before you decide. So they gave me the keys and I go and see the bigger unit. We walk in, well, even before like we got there, it's closer to the stairs than the unit we had before. Like the first one that we had with the problem, it's like you go up the stairs to the left and then you walk past like 4 different apartments, and it's like all the way in the middle. So like there's a staircase on either side, but neither one of them is close. So like moving, carrying all them boxes back and forth, it wasn't ideal anyway. So when the unit that we went to go see, which was the bigger 1-bedroom, you go up the stairs, you go to the right, and it's got its own little like corner, which is really cool. It's like a porch almost. I don't really know. Maybe I'll insert some pictures or something. But that was the first thing we saw. And it was in the same location technically as the other 1-bedroom we saw that we fell in love with when we decided to apply. So we walk in and it's got the white cabinets. It's bigger, of course. It has the under cabinet lighting. It has the night lights. It has the bigger cabinet that you can put your seasonings in, girl. And this is actually the unit where my son discovered that there was Alexa in the ceiling. And he's so observant because I would have not even noticed that. And they didn't mention that. So, like, we love us some Alexa. She's our personal assistant, okay? And there's one in the kitchen and in the bedroom. So, like, literally we saw that and we were like, yeah, this is it. Like, obviously this is the one. So we like, yeah, we love it here again. And I was like looking at the space between the baseboard and the floors, and it was sealed, like it had the caulking properly. And I pulled back the refrigerator, I pulled back the stove, I was looking under, around, everything, and we were good to go, right? And so the way I got my confirmation, it was crazy. So my mom is like, how close are you to the other unit? Because it's still in the same building. It's literally on the opposite whole other side of the building. We're in the same building as a leasing office. So like we're on the far left side of the building and the other one was on the far right side of the building. So I'm looking out the window and I'm trying to explain to her like the difference in location. And I had a whole deja vu moment. It was like, it was just like, I don't know, a God moment. I don't really know how to explain it, but it was just like, this is the one. Like, you've already been here in your dreams. So it was so good to my spirit. And I was just, you know, fighting back tears because I be crying. But it was just like, this is it. We're home. Like, thank you, God. And so at this point, all that I've been through, I was willing to pay the $100 more to live here because we didn't already came this far. So I went back to them and I told them that we'll take it. But my mom is like, we'll tell them that you want it for the same price as the other one because the other situation was out of your control. And so you shouldn't have to pay more. And I said, girl, you're right. You so right, girl. So I told them, and then she's like, yeah, I just need to call my manager again and see what she says, of course, because she basically has no power over the situation, which is understandable. So she like calls the manager or whatever, and then I'm sitting out in my car and she calls me back and she's like, yes, so we can give you the upgraded unit, and you only have to pay $50 more. So I'm like, girl, we'll take it, okay? Because the way my mama was praying for us to get an upgrade, this whole time, God, like, you're thinking too small. So now we got to put the Roaches in there so you can get the one that you should have had all along. Which I did try to apply for a bigger one, and like I think the pricing changed, so I ended up applying for the cheaper one, and that one had the Roaches. But anyways, he worked it out for my good, and I'm just like so grateful. He's so good, and like, won't he do it? Literally. So it reminds me a lot of my car testimony because he gave me things that I didn't even think to ask for, or like, but I love those specific features. Like, I just think it's so cool, and it's very luxurious, okay? And so we just love it here so much. But not only that, like I said, my friends that we had used her parents' truck to help us move, they're like 20 minutes away, and they're so sweet and like patient. So they were just at home waiting for me. So once I got in the apartment, they came, they brought the stuff. And when they came to the apartment, the old apartment, the first time, they're, seeing all the stuff I still had to move. And I was just going to move the stuff by myself. Like, I wasn't going to ask them to help me with that stuff. I was just going to muster through it, take a few more trips, and just do it myself. But I think the Holy Spirit had me ask for help the night before, and then my friend was like, girl, yes, we were definitely gonna come back and help you, like, there's no question, like, and so she had already called out of work. She was already planning to come help me, and her mom came back. Her dad had to work, so they so her little sister came to help as well, and the mom drove the Odyssey van. And babe, when I tell you, that thing fit everything. Like, they took out the seats, like the back row of seats or whatever, and it literally fit like my whole apartment in there. I had a couple more things in my car, and then my friend had like a few things in her car, but most of the stuff was in the van. I was like, this is so good. Like, I love it. And so once again, they just went home and like waited for me because I had to clean out the apartment, like mopping and doing vacuuming and last minute things to clean out the apartment, so I could turn in the keys. So I did all of that. I made sure everything was spotless, and then we got back to the apartment and they helped me unload every single thing, and if that wasn't enough, then the mom goes back down to the car and comes back with the whole housewarming gift, and it literally was the sweetest thing. Like, I'm sitting here wishing I had some money to pay y'all for doing this for me because I'm so grateful. I literally didn't have any help. And here y'all are showering me with gifts. Like, God, he will really send the right people. And I'm just like, oh, Jesus. He really just blew my mind with this whole situation. Like, I'm already grateful just to be moving out of that place where we were starting to be uncomfortable. But you did all this for me? Like, God. So I'm so grateful for that. I will insert the video that I took of all the stuff that they got for us with their little sweet selves. Okay, so I ran out of storage and I wasn't able to finish recording the ending of this video. So we just cutting straight to me showing you everything that came in the box that they got for me. They literally provided like every essential thing that you would need when you're first moving into a place. And it was just so thoughtful of them. They also gave me a house plant. But this is such a testament of the goodness of God. And even like going through this to edit it, because it was all the way back in January. And obviously I'm just now uploading it. It blessed me all over again. I was crying watching this back. God is so good. So I hope this blessed y'all the way that it has blessed me. If you made it all the way to the end of this video, as always, I thank you so much for watching. Let me know if you guys would be interested in an apartment tour. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. Also, let me know what your favorite part of the video was. And I love you guys so, so much. And more importantly, God loves you. And I will catch y'all in the next one. Okay? Bye.